Welcome back to the Daily Taoist with Will S. We are talking about the Tao Te Ching and how to get back into alignment with the spirit and the way of the Tao. Today I'll be talking about verse 26. The Tao Te Ching was written around 2,500 years ago by a man named Lao-Tzu. It is one of the oldest texts in existence, and certainly one of the wisest. Its wisdom is timeless, and its message is as relevant and important now as it was back then, if not more so. It is vital that we learn to come back into alignment with the natural world to live in a more harmonious and selfless way, and the Tao Te Ching beautifully instructs us in bringing ourselves and our lives into alignment with the Tao. Verse 26. The heavy is the root of light, the unmoved is the source of all movement. Thus the master travels all day without leaving her home. However splendid the views, he stays serenely in herself. He stays poised and centered in the midst of all activities. Why should the master be amused at the foolishness of the world? If you let yourself be blown to and fro, you lose touch with your root. If you let restlessness move you, you lose touch with who you are. The words of this 26th verse might initially sound a bit obscure. I believe the key message is to stay centered in who and what we are in all times. It is easy to lose ourselves to the world, to let restlessness propel us into engaging in all kinds of pointless activities, both physical and mental. Many people have a restless streak and cannot sit still for a moment without having to engage in activities or be swept along by various trains of thought. We lose ourselves in the world, in what's going on, in what's on television, or the 101 things we have to do about the house, office, or garden. We let ourselves to be blown to and fro at all time, and in our compulsive doing, we forget about our innate being. We completely lose touch with ourselves. This doesn't mean we have to spend our entire lives sitting in a vegetative state, but it means that no matter where we go or what we're doing, we remain grounded in an awareness of who and what we are. It is beneficial practice to never engage a full 100% of our attention upon the external, but to always have a small portion of it rooted in awareness of our true nature, which is consciousness. After all, we don't perceive a world out there. Everything and everyone that we perceive is in occurrence in our consciousness. No consciousness, no world, no self. Consciousness is the foundation and the entirety of our experience of life, and it is the essence of what we are. By remaining aware of this, we find that in the midst of activity, we remain serene, poised, and centered. Stop trying so often and Stop trying every so often and take a few breaths. The breath connects with us in our true nature, for it is invisible yet essential to our existence, much like the Tao, much like the animating consciousness that we are. And on a psychological level, it also balances both the body and the mind. Then we can re-engage in our activities without fully losing ourselves in mind or in doing. Compliments to the essay go to Rory at dailytaoblogspot.com. This is a good verse, a good reminder that we are human beings, not human doings. I think sometimes we get wrapped up in the minutia of everyday life. Get up, go to work, come home, eat dinner, go to sleep, repeat. So it's important, again, to come back to ourselves. It's important to come back to our breath work. I wholly recommend some sort of meditative practice and or breath work, whatever sort of practice suits your life. I like this verse, this sentence here. If you let yourself be blown to and fro, you lose touch with your root. So it really is about grounding yourself and not letting external people, events, and actions affect you. The way to deal with things is event plus the reaction to the event equals the outcome. So if you can really take a step back and not be too invested in the outcome of things and take more of a detached view, ultimately you'll become a calmer, wiser, more evolved person, for lack of a better word. You'll truly become one with the Tao. Even for me, this is a hard lesson to learn. I've had a few things happen to me this past week. I've had to let a couple of friends, quote unquote, out of my life, and it's a hard thing sometimes, letting go, but ultimately it's for the best. All right. If you have gotten some benefit or have more questions about the Tao Te Ching or just want to learn some more, please reach out to me. We have the website www.thedailytaoist.com, the Twitter handle @thedailytaoist, and also an Instagram, the_daily_Taoist on Instagram, and @thedailytaoist on Facebook. Those are the best places to reach me. Twitter probably realistically is the easiest. Just listen to your inner nature, and try not to go against your grain, and ultimately you will achieve a set of guiding principles for your own life, and work towards your health, wealth, and wisdom. All right, guys, have yourself a great, prosperous day wherever you are in the world. Namaste, Will S.